Hi, the scarf I want to show you in this video is Grand Théâtre Nouveau, the Hermès released in the fall-winter season of 2021. Literally, the Grand Théâtre Nouveau means a new grand theater. It was designed by an Italian illustrator, Gian Paolo Pani, who is famous for designing the Garde-robe Pop, Jeu des Omnibus Remix, and Jeu de Soie. Grand Théâtre Nouveau is one of the print works from Imagerie d'Épinal, which is a very famous printing shop in France. In fact, we can see several print works of Imagerie d'Épinal in this scarf. It has produced various print works which contain many important and historic events in France for over 200 years. Since it opened in Beaujeu, France in 1796, Imagerie d'Épinal has produced and distributed color print throughout Europe for a long time, and still maintains the reputation. As time went by, Imagerie d'Épinal developed and produced various prints, exotic animals and plants, historical events and figures like Napoleon, and several scenes from famous fables. In addition, it supplied paper toys like riddle cards, snake letter games, cartoons, paper architectures, paper dolls, and so on. Now, it produces many prints and goods for visitors. The prints are very famous for their unique bright colors. And you can also join some daily programs. For me, I made my first lithograph work there. As far as I know, Gian Paolo Pani got special access to the archive of Imagerie d'Épinal while designing the scarf. When I heard it, I really envied him. Imagine that you can see them all by yourself. It's awesome, isn't it? Among the brilliant works, Gian Paolo selected impressive ones and designed a play scene in the Grand Theatre. The actors were the exotic animals in the prints. He didn't forget to add stamping patterns, his signature, around the scale. Grand Théâtre Nouveau. Grand Théâtre Nouveau was a background print for a small play. Various background images were printed under the name of Grand Théâtre Nouveau with serial numbers. Can you see the number of 1628 in the scarf? We can see the same number in this print produced in Imagerie d'Épinal. We see the classical beauty of rough lines and refined colors. It is surprising that the texture of old paper prints can be reproduced exactly on smooth silk. Some people may be disappointed by this scarf because it seems to need more delicate prints, though it is very good. It also has some exotic animals and plants that come from Africa or Southeast Asia. Long time ago, many Europeans must have been fascinated with the strange and unique figures. The animals and plants might look like imaginary creatures that came out of a fantasy story. Imagerie d'Épinal was very famous for its exotic prints, but it also made various goods for playing time. In the center of the Grand Théâtre Nouveau, there is a rectangle and we can see a bizarre figure with separate arms, legs, and torso. This is a moving puppet made by Imagerie d'Épinal. After cutting out the parts printed on the paper, we connect them together with thread. If necessary, we can set up a play stage for the show. The arms on the upper right and upper left of this scarf are also part of the moving puppets. They seem to throw the flowers and praise for the play scene on the stage. When I first saw this scarf design on the official Hermès website, one question came to my mind. Why Gian Paolo Pani? Later, while looking for the prints and the design story, I found out that the theme of design was Imagerie d'Épinal. Then, I got the answer. When it comes to making old and modern kagijist, There is no other artist who can do it better than Gianpaolo. For more than 200 years, Imagerie d'Épinal has produced many pictures that show the main issue, trend, culture, and historic events. Usually, pictures spread out much more easily and quickly than text. The prints from the Imagerie d'Épinal would be the same, and they must be great cultural communicators. In this sense, the design of Grand Théâtre Nouveau can be sorted under the category of historic, which contains historical monuments and records. The colorway of the V-Rose, Blue Royale, and the Rose Pearl fit my preference. I chose Blue Royale and Rose Pearl because it grasps different moods. I couldn't pick just one because I knew very well about the prints used in this scarf. The more you know, the more you want to have, right? Let's see my Blue Royale scarf first. When I placed this scarf on a white color, it feels light and casual. Thanks to the various blue colors and khaki beige on the edge, it also looks good with the cool gray and stone beige. The small and irregular dots in the lower left corner can make a stylish look when I make a braid knot. In addition, it can make a unique matching with the stripe pattern. The upper pattern made out of dark navy and white makes it. It must be a completely different charm that we can offer in monochromatic matching. For me, the color and the patterns of the edges makes my face brighter, rather than the colors placed in the center. Now let's see the Rose Pearl one. Usually, rose color goes well with warm gray, oatmeal, and chocolate brown. Pink and chocolate brown usually make a good color combination. If you use this color tip for your outfit, you can be in a good pretty mood. In this colorway, the Grand Theater in the center has great colors. It means that the more you show the part, the more wonderful it will look. Personally, I would like to recommend the pleated edge note in my channel. Elmas released many new scarves for this season and I introduced 2 of them. Some of you may be disappointed and say that it needs more delicate touch. However, considering the theme of design, Imagerie d'Épinal, it is appropriate and good enough. If you already have one, please enjoy your own Grand Théâtre Nouveau.